How you doing, guys? See, I put a window in. If you follow me on Instagram, you've seen that already. Still have a little bit of work to do it. I think I want to replace the one top piece of J channel I put up there. Don't like it, so I'm going to redo the top one. But what we're going to do is, I'll show you a little closer, but right here, the siding's cracked because I did it early in the morning on a cold day, so I cracked it. But luckily, when we had the house redone, I have an extra piece. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to replace that today. A lot of people are intimidated about doing siding, doing roofing, when honestly all you need to know how to do is make a straight line. If you can make a straight line or a level line, you're going to do perfectly fine doing any of them. They're pretty simple. Wrapping windows might be the hardest part of doing siding. Other than that, you just run it up, you cut the angles for the roof, you're done. So I'm going to show you how I'm going to replace this one today, and I'll give you a little bit of an explanation on why I do it the way I do. There are certain people that do it different ways. I'm not an actual contractor, but this is going to work perfectly fine for my application, because what you'll see is when I pull that one down, there's actual cedar siding underneath. So even if I don't do it exactly right, I could take the piece off and it wouldn't matter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get you closer. I'm going to show you them two cracks, and I'm going to show you how I take it down and how I replace it. And hopefully it should be a pretty short video. It should probably only take 10 or 15 minutes, and it's not really complicated. It's more patience needed than it is anything. So let me get you up there and I will show you the cracks that are in the siding that I got now. So as you can see, I have a crack here, and I also have a crack over there. I still need the right there. I still need to trim up the J channel a little bit, but it works. I'm in a little bit of a rush because it's going to rain tomorrow. So what we're going to do is this whole piece, which is going from here all the way down along the bottom, all the way over to that seam right there. So that's what we're going to be replacing today. So I'm going to get down, I'm going to get you on the tripod, I'm going to let you see what we're going to do. It's really simple. Okay, first thing we're going to need is, you need a hammer, because you got to put in nails. You need said nails. And in my case, since I need to trim underneath the window up there, I can either use a pair of shears, or you can use something I don't have, and that would be a, like carpenter's knife, a box cutter, something like that. The vinyl cut's pretty easy. Just make sure you do it in a warmer weather so you don't crack it and break it like I did. So what we're going to do is I'll get that piece, and I'm going to show you how we're going to, how it gets actually put up, and then we'll actually get into the process. So if you look here, we have holes. This is where you're going to put your nails in, and it's pretty self-explanatory. You want to go every so often. You want to make sure this is secured. No big deal. Underneath, if you see, this locks in to the top up here. It's kind of like a rolled edge. So one side, it's basically going to lock in like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to lock in the bottom, slide it up a little bit, not with a lot of tension, and then we're going to put a row of nails in and then lock the row above it into the channel up here. So I'm going to get you up there. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Taking it down is real easy. It's demolition. It's one of the best parts. So let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to reach behind it in this case, you can see where there's a little discoloration because that was tucked underneath the other side and that side overlapped on the outside. So if I didn't already have this partially off putting the window in, then I would go from that side, but it's going to work the same either way. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull out a little bit, and then we pull out and down. And then you can see we just run our finger under it. And now since there's a seam here, we need to do the same thing, release it and pull it out. So there you go, this whole thing is completely loose now. So now I want to do the same thing on the next row. I want to take this, I want to separate it, which that part was easy. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other end, and then we can take that whole piece off. So once again, we're going to push up and unlock it if we can. This side's not as easy. So I'm going to make it easy on myself. I'm replacing it, right? So let's take my big pair of scissors. There we go. So now we're going to pull it out and push up so that we can disconnect it. Then same thing. We're going to run our finger down it. So there you go. You can see now how I already have it out. You can see why the siding was put over it. It's because this cedar was getting old. It was 25 years old. There's some holes in it. So you can see we have nails there, roughly about every foot. So we're going to do the same thing when we put ours back in, and that's why this is released, because we have to nail underneath. Pretty easy. So what we'll do is we'll lock our bottom into here, and then same thing with that. So I'm going to pull that other half down, and then I'll show you how we get this set. And if you can't just pull it down, use your hammer and take the nails out. Pop that one out. Pop that one out. All right, looks like we have one more nail right here. So there we go. Our piece of siding is off. And now maybe I can give you a little demonstration on how these lock together, since I have two. I'm actually going to tilt you down to make my life a little bit easier so I don't have to hold these up in the air. All right. So you see how this is that little like curled S edge, and this one is just a little loop. It basically goes in and they lock together just like that. You see how you have that, and then it just goes up and it locks in, and then that keeps it real nice and snug. So that's what we're going to do. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark out, get the other one cut. What I'm going to do is get the other one marked out and get it cut where I need it. I can honestly probably just use this as a template, but I want it to be a little bit more snug fit because my J channeling wasn't exactly perfect. You know what I mean? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get it in, get it locked up in there, and then I'll lock the bottom in, and then I'll unlock the top and then put the nails back in, so when I lock it down, I know I have a good firm lock on the top and bottom of the piece that I'm going to do. So I'll be back in a couple minutes once I have the other one cut and ready to go up. Alright, I got it cut, so now I'm going to go and I'm going to slide it up underneath, lock it in, make sure it looks good. And the good thing about replacing it is I already know the spacing's right once it's locked in. But I do want to make sure once I push it up, I want to make sure it's going to lock in nice and tight. So what I'm going to do, it'd be nice if I had an assistant today, but she's working. I'm going to tuck this underneath, push it up, and I'm going to get it where it needs to be. Alright, so that's there, that's locked in. It looks like it's going to lock in really good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and get this line done, and then we'll start putting the nails in. And once again, it's like every foot, just tack a couple in, and you should be good to go. Alright, so there we go. It looks exactly like the one that I had in there before. So now I'm just going to lift up the piece that's above it, and I'm just going to start tacking it down with some nails. We want to make sure we tack at the end because we want this to be held in place really well. Like I said, you don't have to go crazy because they're all interlocked. And again, you want to make sure it's up and tight. And now we want to pull the top one down and lock it. Easiest way I found out is to kind of hit in a down motion. It'll put pressure on it and kind of stretch that little channel right around. Where it overlaps is normally a different story. So I go back from the other way. There you go. It doesn't look like I ever changed it. So now I'm going to go put this side in. And we just get our nails started. Then we finish them. And since we already know how to put this in, doesn't matter if we pull it out a little further than we need to. I know, all you guys are thinking I'm gonna fall down the hole. Wouldn't be the first time. I didn't need all of them, so one more right in this corner. Alright, so there we go. Now we just do the same thing that we did to the other one, and we just lock this piece of siding right back in. So let me go do that. So once again, I'm having problems with where it overlaps. So I'm going to come back from this direction, make sure I tuck it underneath my J channel again. I'm going to look down underneath to make sure I'm locked in everywhere. It looks like there's a spot right there that isn't fully locked in. So there you go. That's how you replace a piece of siding. It's not really that hard. Really simple. If you have aluminum siding and it gets dented, and you can get the same color, it's done basically the same way. So guys, don't forget, just because I'm a wood channel doesn't mean that I don't do home renovations and stuff. Probably not doing them exactly how people are. I'm sure the contractors are going to slam me down in the comments, but It looks good, right? I'm gonna go with it. So guys, don't forget, t-shirts are available over at Joy's the Thread. I also have stickers available if anybody wants any. Leave a comment, and you know, you got to maintain your home, right guys? So hope you guys had a fun time watching this. I know you were all hoping I was going to fall in the hole, but didn't happen. It'll probably happen when I put everything away though. So guys, gals, ladies, men, children, have fun. Get out there and do something with your hands. Enjoy the rest of your day, whatever days we have that are going to be nice. And guys, have a nice one. See you on the next video. This gets a thumbs up.